Hello to Patrick and hello to the whole team of Valuetainment. My name is Daniel Barada. It's spelled B-A-R-A-D-A. I come from Bulgaria, but I live in the Netherlands as of 2 years. I watch Valuetainment from two different countries, Netherlands and Bulgaria. When I'm in the Netherlands, I watch it from here, and when I travel back to my home country, Bulgaria, I watch the channel from there. I found out about Valuetainment from the video that was posted on Entrepreneur's YouTube channel. After watching that video, I subscribed immediately to Valuetainment because I have never seen anyone who explains the ins and outs of entrepreneurship better than Patrick, and I've watched a lot of other channels too. The favorite video of mine from the channel Valuetainment is Should You Drop Out of College? The reason is that I dropped out of university not after watching the video. Before that, I dropped out of university because I applied for a program for a study that I wasn't sure that I liked, and I applied for software engineering. I studied software engineering because I studied software engineering in high school, and I thought it's going to be a good idea to continue my education in university with the same study. It turned out in the process that I didn't like it as much and it wasn't for me. So I decided to drop out because it's better to drop out than to spend my parents' money on something that I'm not sure for. Since I dropped out, I've been 10 times happier because the study that I didn't like was making me pretty sad. And since then I've become 10 times happier, and I have become 10 times more dedicated to whatever I do in my life, including the gym and including reading. I started reading 1 book a week. The video is one of my favorites because it really made me feel better that I did the right decision. After dropping out, I was feeling like I was a disappointment to my parents, and the video made me realize that it's better to drop out than to spend someone's money for something that you are not sure of. For some strange reason, Patrick really reminds me of an Italian-American gangster from the movies. I don't know why, but the first time I saw Patrick, I really thought he's Italian-American, and then I found out he is actually from Iran. He just has that Italian-American accent that you can see on gangster movies. So now, for the acting part, I'll try to impersonate the beginning of the How to Become a Millionaire video, the part where he explains the timeline to 5 years and so on. So let's begin.
I call it the 2, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 rule. Let me explain. This is your timeline. You got to know your timeline. The one thing about becoming an entrepreneur, know that the first 2 years is survival mode. If anything that can go wrong, it's probably going to go wrong in the first 2 years of being a business. And you're going to experience all of it, and you need to experience all of it. That's the first 2 years in business.
I call it the 2, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 rule. What I mean by that is, let me explain. You have to always know your timeline. After you know your timeline, you have to know that in the first 2 years, it's survival mode. Whatever can go wrong, it will probably go wrong in the first 2 years. And you have to experience all of it. So that's for the acting part. I tried to really imitate Patrick. I don't know how well it was, but I tried my best. So now for the more serious part, Patrick and the team of Valuetainment. I've been watching every new video you publish. I have been a subscriber since 60,000 subscribers. I know it's a bit late, but that's when I found out your channel. Since then, as I said, I've watched all of your videos. I am an aspiring entrepreneur. I don't have a business. I really want to have one, and I'm still learning. The reason I have applied for a job is to gather a beginning capital for starting my business. And the day I found out the video How to Become a Millionaire, I subscribed to the channel and started reading a book a week, trying to push it to 2 books a week so I can learn as much as I can from the great minds of our history. Some of the books that I have read are The Art of War by Sun Tzu, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vee, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I also have all of the books on your top 10 list ready to be read in the upcoming weeks. Me and you, Patrick, we have been born in countries pretty close to each other. I was born in Lebanon. You were born in Iran. My father is Lebanese. My mother is Bulgarian. And my whole life I lived in Bulgaria. I have traveled to Lebanon for a couple of times, but my whole life I have lived in Bulgaria. And after some time my parents got divorced because my father was abusive to me, my brother and my mother. But I'm really happy that my mother has finally found the person that makes her happy, who is now my stepfather. During my teenage years, in the beginning of my teenage years, I was 260 pounds. I was 14, 15 years old, and I was 260 pounds. I found out that it wasn't healthy for me, so I decided to change and I started dieting down. I dieted down to 125 pounds, and in the process I got anorexia and had to visit some psychiatrist offices and so on. None of the psychiatrists helped me because I really didn't want to be helped. That's what anorexia does to you. But after some time I realized that this wasn't also healthy, and I decided that I want to change. So I started going to the gym, eating more, eating right, and it's been 3 years since I started going to the gym, and I still haven't stopped. When I was 18 years old, I had to travel to the Netherlands all alone, only with my girlfriend, so we can continue our education. When we came here, we had no place to live, so I had to find a place to rent. Since then, I've lived in 2 different cities, in both of which I have found a place to rent all alone, and I'm in the process of finding a job, waiting for a letter from a very good company that I found and I applied for. And I'm applying for this job because I want to build some capital before opening my business. As I said, I dropped out of university because the study wasn't for me. I found out that the study didn't make me happy and that I wasn't learning something that I really wanted to learn. So I dropped out, and since then my life has changed for the good. I started reading a book a week, I started being more dedicated, and I have just taken my life to a way better place than what it was back then. I was never rich, and me, my mother, and my brother have had very bad days at times living with my grandparents. My whole family has worked for somebody else, and that's okay, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to leave a legacy behind me. I wanted to leave a mark on this earth after me. And I'm telling you this not because I'm searching for pity, but because I wanted to show you that I've been through a lot for my years. I'm 19 years old, by the way. I wanted to show you that after every downfall I've had, I have gotten up stronger, and that I'm dedicated to make a change in my life, as you may have noticed from my battles with obesity and anorexia. I believe that as an aspiring entrepreneur, I can learn a lot from you. Thank you for this opportunity, Patrick. Thank you for this opportunity to the whole team of Valuetainment. I hope that we'll see each other soon. Until then, have a good one, and congratulations on 100,000 subscribers.